Joanne Aguilar and her adult two daughters never imagined that an innocent visit to Disneyland would end up in humiliation, injury, pain, long-term treatment, expensive medical bills, and eventual death. The story of Joanne Aguilar is disturbing, sad, and heartbreaking. She was merely getting off the boat of a water ride at Disneyland when she struggled to make a good footing. The park workers who were mere feet away from her did not rush to her aid, despite their knowledge that she had a disability. Instead, they snickered and giggled as if her struggle and pain were a joke. Feeling humiliated and embarrassed, she lost her balance, fell, and sustained an injury that led to surgery that in turn led to a long stay in a medical facility that ended with her death. All Joanne Aguilar needed was an extra helping hand to get off the boat, a little respect and courtesy from the ride's operators who should naturally be trained to handle such situations. She did not need a miracle. Nevertheless, Joanne is now dead, and her family is suing. Unfortunately, the park is blaming her for the incident and consequent events, even though the park ownership could end the case with mere good words, a show of solidarity, and some compensation to cover the costs and losses that her family had to endure. Stay tuned for all the details of the Disneyland incident that led to the death of Joanne Aguilar. Going to a theme park to have some fun, thrills, blow off steam, get an adrenaline rush, and feel some excitement is not something that should be limited to those without disabilities. It should be something available and accessible for all, regardless of their physical state. Additionally, the amusement parks do have the responsibility to make sure that this is a reality and that everyone, including people with disabilities, is able to enjoy their lives without being limited and without being discriminated against or mocked in any way. Disneyland in Anaheim, California is nothing short of being a dreamy, majestic, fun world that opened in 1955. People from all around the world dream of visiting it, and this made it gain a larger cumulative attendance than any other theme park in the world, with more than 800 million visits since it opened. People of all ages go there to immerse themselves in the completely different world it offers, a world that most people only experience on their TV screens. Disneyland is simply nostalgic, detailed and quaint, with a feeling of old and new. It's a place that we all love, but it is also a place where numerous incidents have taken place. Joanne Aguilar really loved Disneyland, and the day of the incident was not her first time there. The Jungle Cruise, which eventually caused her death months after the incident, was formerly named the Jungle River Cruise. It is a simulated riverboat cruise that travels along a waterway using a concealed guidance system through areas with Asian, African, and South American themes. On August 22, 2021, Joanne Aguilar decided to go to Disneyland with her two daughters, Andrea Malul and Zenobia Hernandez. Soon after arriving at the Jungle Cruise attraction, they were informed that the wheelchair-accessible boat was not available. So, 66-year-old Joanne decided that her daughters can help on and off the regular boat because the only difference between it and the one designed for those with a disability is a small ramp that makes getting on and off a little easier for those with mobility issues. She and her daughters got on the boat and everything went just fine. They enjoyed their time and did not have any issues. However, when the ride was over and it was time to get off the boat, something quite disturbing happened. As Joanne tried to get off the boat with her daughter's help, she struggled because the small, unsecured blocks placed by the park inside the boat to help people get on and off the boat were simply unstable. The workers saw what was happening and decided that instead of helping Joanne and her daughters, to simply spectate while snickering and giggling. Even Joanne's daughters felt their indirect abuse and humiliation at that moment. The workers' behavior was obvious, disrespectful, unprofessional, intentional, and simply uncalled for. As a result of this cruel behavior, Joanne felt ashamed, humiliated, and embarrassed, which is something normal and could happen to anyone who was experiencing bullying due to their disability. Those hard feelings made her lose balance on the steps, and she fell backward. The fall caused her to have a broken right leg. She was immediately rushed to the Anaheim Global Medical Center, where she underwent surgery. 10 days later, she was moved to the Oxnard Manor Healthcare Center for long-term rehabilitation. There, she contracted a serious infection that soon led to a septic shock and her subsequent death on January 29, 2022, about 5 months after the incident at Disneyland. Her family was shattered. They had just spent 5 months watching their mother endure great pain and suffering as a direct result of what had happened at Disneyland in August 2021. The family of Joanne Aguilar has launched a wrongful death lawsuit, which is understandable, perhaps even something that they should have done earlier. According to their lawyer, Michael Jandron, Joanne went to Disneyland with the hopes of creating lifelong happy memories, and instead were left with a memory of a lack of dignity and respect for their mother, which ultimately led to her final demise. He also further elaborated that her 2 daughters are heartbroken, healing, and seeking accountability for Disney cast members who laughed at their struggling mother instead of helping her. The lawsuit states that the small blocks which the employees placed on top of the existing steps inside the boat to reduce the height of each step were unsecured and unsuitable. Exiting the boat is harder than entering it, and as a result, Joanne had to propel her body upward with her lower legs, which was simply not possible due to her disability. That's why she struggled to exit the boat even though her daughters were helping her. The following fiasco of mockery by the workers led Joanne to fall backward, and as a result, her right leg was broken, and she had to undergo surgery that put her on a long healing journey that led to more weakness on her body and her eventual demise. The lawsuit names the Walt Disney Company, Disney's theme park division, and Disneyland, and in addition to the wrongful death allegation, the lawsuit also alleges violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, thus seeking monetary damages for pain, mental suffering, humiliation, medical costs, and funeral expenses. To this date, Disneyland has not settled the case out of court and instead insists that it has not discriminated against Aguilar in any way and alleged that her injuries were caused by her own negligence. Are you a person with disability who has experienced mockery or humiliation while visiting Disneyland? What do you think of the park's accommodation policies for people with special needs? Are they fair and respectful? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell button to get notified every time we upload a new video that will take you to the heart of the scenes and mysteries of some of the most terrifying incidents, accidents, disasters, and paranormal events from around the world.